Alright, so this is a hard body that I got that was pieced together. Like, I got it in a couple different pieces from two different people. I got a cab that was cut like way up high here, and from one person, and it was pretty beat up and broken, but it was already pinched in the front there. And I got this bed from somebody else, and this thing was like cut. I'll put some pictures in here, but it was cut like way big and square. Like, it wasn't right at all, and it was broke like down the middle, and it didn't have a bed. And I kind of recorded it, but I did it in vertical format for like a video short of how it started, and I'll see if I can't add it in here. But I made a bed, had a plastic, had a styrene sheets and square tube and whatnot, or not tube, but square stock, and primed it and did the best I could. But I have that, and these are cheap. This is like 16 bucks, and that's like 18 bucks or something, or the whole kit for 100, whatever. I was just seeing if I could do this. So I rebuilt, I put some styrene in these fenders, made them circular again. Same with this, with up here. See if you can't see where it was. Not pretty, but it works. Not pretty at all when you look at it from underneath. Anyways, didn't have nothing there, so now I'm going to put this onto the green bastard. This is a Element Builders kit on an Amazon chassis. I think it's YGF XFXF or YFG. I don't know, something. It's an Element Builders kit. Flash Hobby Servo, one of the original ones. Stealth X, 11% overdrive. This one is Spare Time Hobbies, Servo on axle mount, and Spare Time Hobbies rear link riser, and that's why the bed's cut out like it is. Also for the shocks, obviously, and the chassis there. But yeah, and it's a great truck, like excellent truck. But it is not quite the line killer that the Honky Wagon and my Capra, and now I got the Sporky. It's not quite the line killer that those are, so I'm gonna kind of revert it to a more scale build. That's what this truck is gonna be. It'll be green. I'm debating on whether I should or shouldn't put the GB on the side, or just a little bit more subtle on the back or something. But like, I filled in those door handles, you can just barely see there. Not perfect by any means, but this is going to be a weathered and beat up looking truck before it's all done. So yeah, right now I just got it in red primer, or brown primer, reddish brown, whatever you want to call it. Let's see what I do to this thing. Alright, I did some body damage to this thing because it is going to be beat up. I just took my heat gun and I took a rock. I took a heat gun, warmed up the plastic, and then just pressed a rock in there, in various places. Which I kind of wish I didn't do that one, because it might change how the glass fits. Dent there, a couple bullet holes. That's as small of a drill bit as I had on hand. I had smaller, I just couldn't find my hand drill piece. Some more bullet holes, some dents. Good dent right there. Now I'm going to take my airbrush and do some various brown and black highlights. I think I am going to put the GB on the side. So I'm going to spray this mostly black and then put the stencil on. I got my brown and black and red, a couple different browns in there. Highlights. Hopefully that'll show through. I don't know. I'm I'm just kind of fooling around, seeing what works and what doesn't. Now I'm going to spray this with water, and I got some rock salt. I hope this works. I got that kind of salt. That's big chunks, and then I got regular table salt. All right, let me see how that works. Now, when I spray the green paint, it's going to look like rust coming through there. I hope. I've seen a couple other videos, and that's how they do it. Turned out good. Hoping I didn't get too much on the stencil part. Kind of clear that off just a little bit. Anyhow, makes a huge mess, so do it somewhere you don't care about. My paint area, my workstation, I don't care that much about it. It's pretty easy to clean up. This thing's going to be pretty rusty. I'm going to actually touch it up just a little bit so it's not incredibly rusty. Everything's dry, ready for paint. I'm painting from a good distance too, so it doesn't blow the salt off. Alright, so this green, a little darker than I wanted. I used this Hilux Fusion, and it dried pretty quick, like a good amount, like pretty fast, and I like that. But I couldn't get it in the right color green. This is the green that I used the first time, and that body over there is painted in, and closely matches the green bastard what Bubbles wears in Trailer Park Boys. But I hate this paint. This takes forever to dry, like sometimes days. And not even all colors, just some colors. Some colors dry real quick. Other colors take forever to dry. I avoid this like the plague, but they got a lot of colors, so this is the color I needed. So I'm going to sprinkle some more salt over it and cover it with this. Hopefully that'll provide some nice layering. Added just a little bit more salt, and then I'm going to spray it all with that lighter color green. I would be done if that was the right color. I just hoping it was, but it wasn't. Alright, this is all dry, and you can kind of see where some salt rocks kind of started coming off. Now I'm going to gently brush it with a cleaning brush and some water and see how that fares. I'm pretty sure it'll just all come off fairly easy, but we're going to kind of scrub it and see what happens. There you go, see? It's hard to do and film at the same time, so I'm just going to show you a little bit here and there. Stencil's coming out. Maybe. There we go. So the big rock pieces came off, or the rock salt came off pretty good. This little table salt stuff, that's not coming off so good. I'm gonna have to use like maybe some Scotch-Brite or something, some fine sandpaper. And also, I wish I kind of used a few different colors, you know. instead of just going straight from green to brown. That's alright though. Lessons learned. This is my first time trying this rock salt thing. So all the salt is removed. It's looking pretty good, except for all that stuff I did with my airbrush, the different shades of browns and reds, and even the black I did for the stencil. That all pretty much came off when I wet sanded it, which I did. I used like 800 or 1,000, whatever I had. I think it's 1,000. Not bad though. I'm pretty happy. So I'm gonna have to brush this back on, or not brush it, but I'll make another stencil and put it on. Alright, on to the next step. Stencils are fixed. Now I'm just taking some of this brown paint, burnt umber. These are like 58 cents at Walmart. And I'm kind of just working it around with a cheap paintbrush. See if I can't do this on camera. Just a little here and there around the green and red borders, just so some kind of contrast. You can see where it already dried right there. And there's a couple spots I had to go back in and fill back in with paint all together from where it scuffed off, or where it went down to the white from sanding it. That same craft paint with the water, I mix a little bit of water in it, make it pretty runny. Oh, that's too much. This is hard to do on camera. If you mess it up, just wipe it off. But I took a couple of those spots like that. Those aren't dry yet. And I put them, you know, here and there. And once they get pretty dry, then I'll go back and just kind of start doing this. I don't have a tripod. It's hard. It's easier to say than do, but I hope you get the idea. Just start making downstrokes. Get too carried away, just wipe it off. This is just acrylic paint. Hope that's showing up. That's just that burnt umber paint, or you could use, you know, I got brown oxide, Tuscan red, mix it up a little. Just some water, a little bit of water in that paint, and a cheap a cheap paintbrush. And if you don't like it, that acrylic paint, it's super easy to just kind of take you a Scotch-Brite and wipe it off. Or just, you know, light sanding takes it right off. Now this is mostly just water with a little bit of paint. Mostly water. And I'm just coming in here. I already did it to like this side quite a bit. But it kind of leaves like a residue whenever it drips down. And I just kind of focusing on the body lines, like this seam here in the door. Around the roof. I did these bullet holes pretty good. Now I'm just taking a toothpick, and this isn't even the same color green, but I'm just kind of dipping it there and then going in where the black part is, so it looks like the stencil or the painting is a little worn out. This will all get a final wash too, so this color won't stand out as much. Now I'm just taking more and more watery brown paint. Getting it in there. Once I'm done with all this, I'll spray a flat clear over it. You know, especially focus on like the body panels, like the tops of the doors. Oops. At the tops of the doors here, I don't know if I got that. Tops of the fenders. Just really watered down brown paint. They sell washes and stuff. I have some of that AK Interactive. That's what I used on my other Toyota. Drop my camera. This is hard to do, holding my camera. And I just keep going over and over and over. You get the idea by now, I hope. This Tuscan red is turning out real good. Just really, really, really watered down wash. Dang it. Just starting at the top and letting it drip down. Smearing it on the roof, on the hood. I already did that side pretty good. I searched rusty Toyotas, and I'll post a picture of the one that I found that I'm kind of going for. This stuff's pretty easy. Just that cheap apple barrel paint from Walmart, really watered down in a wash, and then just done up at the top, letting it drip down. That's how I'm getting a streaking effect. See, like that, already kind of drying, or is dried. Alright, I'm just about done with this one. I wish I did a little bit more like damage, like that. I did kind of damage right there around the fender wells, just to give it a little bit more texture. making it look a little bit more beat up than just paint. Alright, this thing is basically done, or at least as far as I'm going with it. I'm waiting on a dash. A buddy of mine has a dash, so I'll get that from him and put this in before I do any run footage. The only thing I bought on this truck was this windshield, which I don't know if my body's too beat up or if this is just regular RC four-wheel drive Mickey Mouse horse shit, but it fits terrible. Like, I don't know. Either way, that's how it is. I don't see it lasting too terribly long. It doesn't have windshield wipers, but it was way too clean, so I made some window masks and then sprayed it with flat clear. Just to have some kind of contrast. So it wasn't too how you say it? Too nice looking. Other than that, this thing is done for now. That's it. I'm calling it done. Put some scale stickers on there. I may look to see about getting a axial bomber interior, since it's kind of flat. I'll sit in there and hide the wiring and the motor and stuff. My buddy said he has a dash for a TF2, and I'll put that in there, but eventually I might do a bomber interior. Alright, cool. I'm gonna... Whoa, little guy. Alright, I'm gonna include some run fitted footage, not much, but just a little bit to make this video kinda interesting. That's another weathering video. Let me know what you think. The interior is done, or at least as done as I'm making it. I'm gonna spray some clear over it to seal it all, but that's done for now. I don't like necessarily how Bubbles Head turned out, so I might redo that in the future, but for now it's good. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this in. I made this from a file on Thingiverse. It's just a single seat for a Tamiya Grasshopper, and doubled it, made the interior, cut out parts I didn't want. And then, I don't exactly know what Ricky's holding here. Maybe like a nav screen or something. I don't know. It was a steering wheel. I just doubled that file and then made a base for it and stuff. Turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. May end up doing Bubbles Head over again, but who knows. Alright, that's about it. I'm going to seal this with some clear and then glue it in and then be done. There'll be some trail footage after this.